A dangerous wildfire is threatening hundreds of homes in Los Angeles.
Evening as record-breaking fires continue in the state.
The Los Angeles Fire Department says at least 400 acres have been burned. Thousands of people are under evacuation.
Many extending their gratitude to the men and women who are answering the call from all over the state. Some may not know is almost half of those men and women fighting fires are convicted felons.
Prisoners earn just $2 per day, with an additional $1 per hour when fighting active fire, according to some estimates.
As more fires rip through the west coast of California, we see videos like this emerge once more, where inmates are walking into the literal hell on earth, putting their lives on the line for a job they won't be allowed to do upon release.
When it's time to do a lot of grunt labor, these guys are some workhorses.
I don't mind the work. It's rewarding at the end, but when you're going through it, it's kind of brutal.
These fire crews returning from 15 hours overnight.
This story trended for a short period last November after the deadliest wildfire in California's history engulfed the Golden Coast in flames and saw more than 1,500 of the roughly 9,000 firefighters dealing with the fires be from the state's conservation camp program, which began working with fire officials to add firefighters back in the 1940s. And while many have celebrated their heroism, others, and many activists online, as they did with the recent fires, have pointed out the fact that they are doing this and being exploited for something like $1 an hour, putting their lives on the line fighting these fires. Here's the thing, a lot of people would often turn away from even discussing this matter based on the go-to stereotype of, well, they're inmates, so what? But these volunteers are screened on a case-by-case basis and must have, according to reports, minimum custody status or the lowest classification for inmates based on their sustained good behavior in prison in order to go forth and fight these fires. And those of us who understand the gaping wounds in this justice system can clearly see this exploitation of labor for what it is: slave labor. Reports suggested last year that the use of inmate labor to tackle wildfires saves the state as much as $100 million a year. But yet that same California law won't allow these same inmates upon release to go forth and pursue a career as a firefighter. So no, I'm not okay with the go-to stereotype of they're inmates, so what argument. This is clear exploitation. You think the homes that they're salvaging or the people whose lives they are saving care whether or not they're inmates? No. And so if they are deemed fit enough and well enough to risk their lives for others, they should not be prohibited from pursuing productive lives out of the for-profit prison industry.
Prisoners earn just $2 per day, with an additional $1 per hour when fighting active fire. According to some estimates, California avoids spending about $80 to $100 million a year by using prison labor to fight its biggest environmental problem.